Hi, it's Amanda the Nail Polish Hound. Today I'm going to be doing a really difficult category for me, and this is my pink holographic nail polishes. I'm going to start off with these three. These are the lightest ones that I really have. And the first one here is by ILMP, and this one is called Daisy Jane. This is one that I have just finished a bottle of. I do really love this colour. It's got a nice delicate holographic sparkle going through it. I'm going to be keeping this one. The next one is by Picture Polish. This one is called Grace. Another really delicate and pretty pale pink. I can get away with wearing these for work, but you catch them in the sunlight, you just get that beautiful holographic sparkle. So keeping this one as well. And the last one in this three is by A England. This one's called A Midsummer Night's Dream. I've worn this one quite recently. It's verging a little bit purple, this one, and it has got a purple shimmer in it as well. I do love this one, so this one's staying too. So here's where things are going to start to get quite a lot more difficult. I have tried to put the colours together in an order that I think makes sense based on how they look in the bottles, and I have swatched these ones as well to get a good comparison. So we're starting off here with another ILMP, and this one is called Evermore. It has got a beautiful, very strong linear holographic finish to it. I've not separated my linear holographics from my scattered in this video. It is a very, very pretty polish, and definitely going to be keeping this one. The next one along is pretty similar, and that one is Holo Taco's Toe Beans. Now I'm pretty sure that this might have faded a little bit already. I think it was a little bit more pink than this when I first got it, which is a real shame, but at least I do have the ILMP to fall back on, because the Holo Taco here, this was a limited edition and it's no longer available, so I'm glad I've got one that's pretty similar. And this is the Holo Taco on the swatch wheel, so I will be keeping this one as well. Next is this little Princess nail lacquer, and this is in the shade Rose. It doesn't look very holographic in this one because it does have like little foil flakies in it as well, but I promise you there is some holographic in there. It just doesn't show up very well. And that's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. It's pretty, but I don't think I'm going to wear this. I've got others that I really prefer, and because that holo doesn't show up very well, so I'm going to be letting this one go. Next is this 90, and this one is called April. It's got a lot of holographic glitters in this one. More of a scattered finish really, with a tiny touch of linear in there as well. Really, really pretty. Not one I've worn much. I think I've worn it once. That's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel, and I'm going to be keeping that one. Now we have one of my original favourite holographic pinks. This one is by Colour Club and it's called Miss Bliss. I don't think it's one or two backups of this. Absolutely love it, and I'm going to be keeping this one, of course. Very strong linear holographic flare in it. And that's this one on the swatch wheel. Keeping that. Next we have this one by Sister Chic. This one's called Stronger Than You Pink. I think I've got a spelling mistake on my bottle. I think it should be than then. It is a really pretty polish, a little bit more subtle, but again you catch it in the sunlight and you get that beautiful holographic sparkle. It's also a slightly more muted shade of pink. I do like this one too. This one I think I might at some point put into my project polish. It is actually not quite so bright pink as it looks in this video. Colour balance I think has been thrown off by all the other pinks. This one's slightly more subtle, but I'm going to be keeping it. And the last one in this section is Bury Me in Hollow, and this one is a Hollow Taco. It's actually quite similar in base colour to the last polish, but has a different finish to it. This is in their crushed holographic formula. Very, very pretty. I'm going to be keeping this one too. So here's the next little grouping, and the last two on the right there do look more purple compared to the others, but when you put them with the purples they look more pink, so here they are. The first one that we're looking at is by Wicked Polish. Unfortunately, they don't make nail polish anymore. This one is called Sweet as Candy Pink, and this one's also got a bit of a shimmer in it, but it's more hollow than shimmer, so I left it with the hollows. And that's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. It's a lot more of a candy floss pink. I can just about get away with this one. I do like it against my skin tone because of the purple shimmer in it, I think. It's what allows me to get away with it. So keeping this one as well. Then we have a polish that I absolutely loved when I first got it. I think it was one of my very first linear holographic nail polishes. I can't even remember how I got it. I think it must have been a D-Stash one. This is Velveteen by Lily Pad Lacquer. It's really, really sheer. It takes about 4 coats to build it up on its own, but I do love it. And we've got history. So you can see there, even with 4 coats, it's showing, the label showing through the swatch wheel there. But it's a very pretty polish. So what I did do, I tried it as a topper and added it to a bright pink. This is the Rimmel Neon Pink. That looks lovely. And here it is over a dusky, darker purple. That looks amazing too. So I think I'm going to put this one in with my toppers. I might even put it into my project polish at some point so that I can get a nice variety over some of the other colours that I'm using up. But it's definitely going to be staying in my collection. So that was Lily Pad Lacquer's Velveteen. Next one is by Pretty Perfect Polish, and this one is called Always. Pretty sure this was originally a purple, and as this one is now, that's what it looks like on the swatch wheel. This is too far down the bubblegum pink for me, and I'm going to be letting this one go. Next is this lovely Princess Nail Lacquer. It's called Flora, the Gift of Beauty, and I've had this one in my project polish a couple of times in the past. So you can see I have used up a fair amount of it. I love this one as a summer pink with that really pretty delicate scattering of hollow in it. So I'm going to be keeping this one in my collection, but I'm sure you'll see it popping up most summers in my project polish until I've used it up, because it is a pretty old bottle. I have had to thin this one a couple of times already, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to keep this one going. And that's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. It's a lovely colour and really does suit me quite well. Next we have my bottle of Cupcake Polish, very good looking. This is an infamous polish for colour changing. Originally this was purple, now it's a very vibrant orangey neon pink. Not my favourite colour now, to be honest. I did wear it on my nails and a little bit much for me, but for now I think I'm going to keep it, and I might try it on my toenails over the summer and see if I like it like that. If I find I don't like it too much, then this one might end up being de-stashed, but for the minute I'm going to be keeping it. And that's how this one looks on the swatch wheel. Second to last in this group, we've got Barry M's Holographic Rocket in the molten metal finish. I did really love this release of polishes. This is what it looks like on the swatch wheel. I do love this colour, I'm going to be keeping it. But as you can tell, You'll probably notice it's pretty similar to the next one, which is Holo Taco's Pink Fizz. Here's the two of them together. You can see that the Holo Taco's got a stronger linear holographic flair to it, but the Barry M has got more of a foiled flake look to it. So they are different formulas, but they're close enough to each other that I wouldn't be too disappointed if I didn't have both. But I do like them both, so I think I'm going to be putting the molten metal into my project polish at some point and enjoy wearing it. Of course, I'm going to be keeping both of these polishes. Just a quick look at the Holo Taco Pink Fizz on its own. You can see the amazing linear holographic flair that this one has. And that's that one on the swatch wheel. So now we're moving on to the slightly darker, almost more magenta type pinks. I have a lot of pink, don't I? But I surprised myself by how much I like them and how few I want to destash. So let's see how I do with this lot. The first one is by China Glaze. This one is called Monster Piece. And it's from the Sesame Street You Do Hue collection. This is very pretty, very glittery. That's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. Next up we have this Ada's Nails, which is unnamed, maybe a prototype. That's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. It's slightly more opaque than the last one, but they are quite similar looking on the swatch wheel. I do want to keep them both though. I did say before that if I really like something, it's okay for me to keep two that are similar. This is how they compare in the bottle. Because the Ada's Nails is unnamed, I'll probably use that one up first. And again, at some point, I might pop that one into my project polish. I'm going to be keeping them both. Next, we have this one by Wicked Polish. Wicked Polish, unfortunately, no longer manufacturing nail polish. They were really nice polishes. This one's called Hot Blink. Again, a little bit more of a purpley colour to it. That's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. I'm going to be keeping that one. Next is this Glam Polish. It's my only Glam actually. And this one's called Mother Knows Best. I did pick this one up in a D-stash. I do really like this one because it's got that gold glitter in it as well, which makes it a little bit different. And it is a bit darker than the others too, so that's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. I'm going to be keeping this one. Next up, another Holo Taco. Another one in their linear holographic range. This one is called Hot Wire Pink. And that's how this one looks on the swatch wheel. Going to be keeping that one. Then we have another Princess Nail Lacquer. This one is called Summer Fruits. I think it was Louise Loopy Frog who sent me this one, and I absolutely love it. So, so pretty. A little bit darker again, and this one's a little bit more on the purple side again, but really nice and does suit my skin tone, so I'm going to be keeping that one. Then we have this A England, and this one was a recent D-stash pickup, but a polish that I wanted at the time when it came out and missed out on. Peas Blossom a Fairy. Really, really pretty and an amazing formula. This is a one coater. So if you want a manicure in a hurry, I recommend you get yourself some A England. That's what it looks like on the swatch wheel. Definitely keeping this one. Finally, we have one of my favourite ever 9-0s. This is Candy Apple. I have several bottles of this. I love it. I'm going to be keeping them all because, again, 9-0, unfortunately, not making nail polish anymore. This one's around about halfway gone, so Another one that is going to be going into my project polish at some point, so I can enjoy wearing it. And that's how this one looks on the swatch wheel. And so to finish off this video, I've got my 3 pink chrome-like finishes. The first one is this Model Zone. I did say that I was going to put all of these aside and check to see if I like the finish and the colour, because you can never really tell what colour they are from the bottle itself. This one says it's called Chrome Red, but I have swatched it and it is actually pink. And it didn't come out too bad on the swatch wheel, a little bit streaky. Not sure what it's going to be like on the nails, so I will give it a go. I don't mind the colour, but if the finish isn't up to it, then I will be getting rid of these. But for the minute, they're on the maybe pile. The next one is an old China glaze, and this one's called Don't Desert Me. It's one of the earlier China glazes that I bought. I'm not massively into chrome-like polish finishes, so I don't have very many of them. But I do like this one. And this is how it looks on the swatch wheel. It's got a nice formula to it. It's quite easy to work with. So I'm keeping that. And the next one is a Barry M. This one's called Kingdom Come. This one I've been sort of thinking about. It's got a nice finish to it, a little bit of a shimmer as well, makes it a little bit different. And it does look very pretty on the nail. But again, you can see how sheer that is, and that is 4 coats. I'm thinking again, this one probably will go into my project polish. If I get too fed up with doing 4 coats, it might get destashed at that point. But I do like the colour, so I'm going to give it a go. I don't want to just get rid of it. Alright, so that's the end of this one. Just the 2 polishes leaving my collection for certain. A few that are probably going to make their way into my project polish at some point, and a couple that might end up being destashed later if I don't get on with them. But for now, just the 2 leaving. I knew this was going to be a difficult category for me. And in the next video, I'm going to be moving on to my other pink polishes in various different finishes. Anything that didn't really fit into either cream or hollow will be in the next one. So I hope I'll see you there. Bye!